The idea of a terms and agreement page is a good idea to ensure that the company as a whole is protected. I understand the reason for the page. However, there are a couple of items that I find there are really good entries for this page to have, as well as every page to have across the board. But for a particular price line, is it for the item listed that talks about the price line not being their personal travel agent is definitely a key one for them to have. Also, for the trademarks and copyright laws. These entries are great to have for any sort of a website or any sort of a business. I feel that there should be an agreement button for the terms and conditions page to ensure that the hard work put behind this page and behind the site is definitely taken into consideration. This would also help with any sort of purchases or inquiries. If there are not any problems with the purchase for the hotel or for the flight, then of course Priceline isn't liable. If there is, of course again Priceline isn't liable. Just because they're not affiliated with any airline or hotel, which makes sense because you're only purchasing the actual ticket. But if Priceline would maybe take a step further and actually protect their customers and help them, then they might have a little bit more of a say-so in the terms and agreements. The only way for Priceline to be any sort of responsible is that the purchases of the rooms don't follow through. But it also seems like if they do purchase a room and there is a room purchase, but there's a problem, it's almost like they won't be there to help you. I would not recommend that they take anything out of the terms and agreements because the more bases that you cover, the better off you are. Every site should have a terms and agreement page to increase the awareness of the businesses or site's responsibilities for their consumer and what they're responsible for. If the consumer clicks the agreement button, they should obviously be responsible for any break in the agreement, but the agreement should be more positive and more trustworthy for their customers. It doesn't mean that Priceline is obligated to take care of anything after the purchase, but it would certainly help. Which it seems that Priceline would try to want to be more obligated, but they don't. I think there could be a few changes to make for the information to be more legible in layman's terms. That should be a change for all of the terms and agreement pages across the board. There shouldn't be an availability to change their agreement, but if the agreement is changed, they need to email the entire, at least notify their entire email agreement holdings. So if somebody says, yes, I agree to this, they need to be notified immediately once that's changed. There's a lot with terms and agreements that there's fine lines, of course. There's always fine lines with any sort of law that you come across, but with each website having their own terms and agreements is a good thing. So I don't really find any fault or any problem with it. If they needed anything, I would say that they be more detailed. That's it.